Hi, and welcome to another episode of Connecting Women Who Break Barriers. I'm your host, Aradhana, and I wanted to check in to see how you're doing. Firstly and foremost, your health and well-being is the most important thing in this world, so I do love to check in, and it would be great to hear from you. So send me a message or a DM on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you'd like to connect, and let's chat. I'm here to help you create a life that is empowering, a life that you're excited to wake up for, and also for you to see that you're not stuck. And what I mean by that is we become complacent in life sometimes. I know that I've definitely done that for a period of time. And I realized that I wasn't growing anymore in a certain part of my life and I could do something about it. So if you're in the same boat where you're feeling a little bit stuck or where you feel like there's no way out, I promise you there's a way out. And the way out is actually by having your own back. So, do you have your own back? And if you don't, that's totally okay because I'll help you create a change in your life where you always have your own back no matter what you're going through, and also where you realize that life's worth living. You enjoy your life and you know how to navigate it no matter what comes your way. So if you're still feeling like you're a bit stuck and or complacent in a part of your life, then think about how we can change it. Think about what change you want to have and how much you're really, really desiring that change. Because sometimes when we want something, and there's a little bit of work that we need to do to actually get that something, we become complacent, we become scared, and the fear kicks in because we're like, no, it's too much hard work. I'm just going to let things be as they are. But similar to me, I'm sure you have a burning desire within where you want to create a different life, where you want to have a different experience. So, how about we create that together? As your coach, one of the biggest things I can share with you is that having your own back will become the difference between succeeding and creating the change that you want versus staying stuck. So, what I mean by having your own back, if you've experienced trauma in your life or if you've been through things in the past, your body is probably not as confident as it could be within your own self. And what I mean by that is when we've been betrayed or felt not taken care of in the past, we tend to do the same things for ourselves over and over again. And that becomes like a bit of a repetitive pattern. So if you weren't taken care of and you try and take care of yourself as an adult, but you keep defaulting to an old way of thinking and believing, your body thinks and your soul thinks that you're not going to fully take care of it. So it loses a bit of trust. And as hard as that might be to hear and to understand, know that that's not your default forever because you can actually change your default by the way you respond in every single circumstance. So the power that you have is choice. The choice of how you respond, how you show up for yourself is the biggest blessing available to you. And the more you start to do things in alignment with the kind of life that you want to have, the more your body actually starts to trust you and you start to see the results increase. You start to see the changes that you're after actually happening. And also, then you start to have a stronger self belief. But I know that sounds like the other way around, right? Sometimes we need to have self belief initially to get started. So, to be able to have self belief today, knowing that there is a change that you want to create in your life, can you think about something that you've achieved in your life that you're already proud of? And yes, congratulate yourself for it because it definitely deserves a pat on the back. But what about the journey that you took to actually get to that? Sometimes we get pushed in a certain direction, or sometimes we choose that direction. So, either way, you've done well to get to where you are today. But now you can up level by actually intentionally taking every single step. going forward. And that's where you'll actually start to create the positive change and shift in your life that you're really after. That's where the self-belief will start to kick in. And that's where you'll actually start to feel a lot more empowered from inside out. So if I give you a minute to think about the kind of life that you want to have, the change that you want to create, and the reason you want that, what would you say? Write it on a piece of paper. What's the change that you want to create? What's the life that you want to have? And how will it make you feel? Why do you want it so much? When you know the reason you want a change, or when you know the reason you want a certain lifestyle or a certain way of being, it becomes a little bit of an anchor. So when we know our why, that becomes clear. When we decide our how, which is through the choices that we're going to make, and then we decide our what, what do you want? It's easy to stay on course. And then, as I said, the self-belief and self-confidence continues to strengthen day after day, decision after decision. So if you're lacking in self confidence and self belief today, I want you to drop that narrative. I want you to know that you can create that self belief and self confidence daily by sticking to your master plan of what you want to create. And I want you to feel empowered because you've got the tools that you need. And I'm going to share some more tools with you, but you've got the intelligence and the space to create that shift. So let's backtrack again. What kind of life do you really want to have? And what is the one thing that's holding you back? So if it is a lack of self-belief that's holding you back, I want you to drop that self-belief today and rethink about what kind of life you want to have, because you're so worthy of it, because it's available to you, and because I know that you actually really want it. So let's create it together. One of the things that I really want you to do on reflection of this podcast is write down your goal. Just think about one goal for the next month. As you write down that goal, put 3 steps beside that goal that you're going to do. So 3 action items that you're going to do that you're willing to commit to. And whether you do them daily or whether you allocate some time throughout the week to work on that goal, whatever suits you best, totally fine. But make that commitment, add it into your calendar as like a scheduled event so that you actually start to build that self-belief. So you start to do the work to actually create the shift that you really want. And then stick to actually doing it. Don't remove it from your calendar. And when that appointment per se or that meeting for you comes up on whatever day, whatever time you've allocated, promise yourself that you're actually going to do it. And yes, the first time is always the hardest, but if you do it the first time, then the second time and the third time and the fourth times becomes a lot easier. And the reason being, you're giving your brain a positive message that you've got your back. You're giving your brain confirmation that you're going to support it. You're giving your body confirmation that you're going to do what you said you will do, and you're actually fully committing to yourself. And if you're stuck and don't know where to even start, I invite you to DM me so I can help you create a proper plan to create the shift that you want and become more confident within your life. Because when you have a plan, when you have someone keeping you accountable, it is a lot easier to become successful because you don't want to waste the money and time that you've invested, and you don't want to actually fail in front of the other person. So Failure can also be a good thing, right? It can also push you to keep going and to keep trying. So I know that you don't want to fail, but even if you do fail or you go off course with the goal that you're trying to achieve, you're one step closer to actually achieving it because you've become dedicated, you've given it the time that it really requires, and you've also overcome the constant barriers in your mind telling you it's not worth it, telling you, hey, everything's okay as it is. Why should we do something different? And you know why you're going to do something different because that goal to you is really important. That goal to you is what you really want to achieve and you deserve to achieve it, right? So don't give up on yourself. Take the next month to build a lot of resilience, to build self belief, and to increase your self confidence by staying on track. And as you do every single thing that you've said that you will in alignment with achieving your goal, you will want to do more. And this is how we reset our way of thinking. This is how we change our response. And this is how we have our own back. So you will no longer be stuck, you'll be empowered and you'll keep going. And when you do feel like you're going backwards, again, reach out. I'm there to help you via the links in the bio or in the description below. And know that people around you are there to support you. All of us have done things to create the life that we want. And hence, I'm connecting you to so many amazing women who have gone on the same path as you, that are doing amazing things like yourself, and that are just pushing the needle a little bit further because they want more in their life. And if you're the same, where you want more in your life, where you want to achieve your goals, then I'm excited for you to follow this. I'm excited for you to create the change that you want. And I'm excited for you to succeed. And even if you don't succeed in the first go, I know that you'll learn something from this process. I know that you'll try again. And I know that your self confidence will also improve. So, have you decided what goal you're going to work on? And have you decided the steps that you're going to take to achieve that goal? Keep it front of mind, give it a real go, and be in awe with what you achieve, because you are definitely capable of doing great things. And if anything else, you'll learn more about yourself. And that's what life is really all about, where we get to learn more about ourselves. We get to learn the things that make us happy, the things that we don't necessarily like, and also we get to start living from the heart. We get to start living in alignment with what makes us happy, in alignment with our values. And I think when you start to live in alignment with your values and you get to do the things that make you happy, it makes life worth living even more so. You become happier within your relationships, you become happier individually, self love grows. As I said, your self confidence will definitely grow, and you'll know what to do next time around. Everything is teaching you something. And whatever you learn, I'm sure you'll put it into place in future. You'll take it into account in future. And the same methodology can actually be used for any part of your life that you want to change. So if you want a happier relationship, can you dedicate a little bit more time to the person and have those difficult conversations? If you want more money in your bank account, can you look at investing or doing a side business or something else that will bring more cash flow in? Or can you budget differently? If you want better health, are you willing to dedicate 10, 15 minutes to your health and well-being on a daily basis? Are you willing to cook more at home so that you know what you're eating is nourishing you from the inside out? Every single part of your life, if it requires a small shift, know that you can create that shift. But start off with one goal that, if you were to start to see improvements in that space, it will actually encourage you to create improvements in other parts of your life. And you'll feel confident from the inside out, as I said. So remember that you're not stuck. remember that having your own back is the biggest gift that you can give yourself. And know that there is a lot of love, support, and help around. And when I talk about support, you can even tell your family and friends that this is something that you're working on for yourself. If you feel like you need a little bit of a nudge and you want it to be with someone that's in your community that you know will support you along the way, tell them what you're doing. Maybe they'll be encouraged, join you, or they may just be the person that checks in on you and asks how you're actually doing. Having support along the way can really increase your level of success. But in saying that, if you have your own back and you know why you're doing it, your own belief in yourself is going to be so much more powerful than anyone else's belief, because remember, no one can be with you 24/7. No one is there to support you 24/7 as much as we'd love them to be. And that's why having your own back just becomes a little bit more important, because when you do have your own back, remember that you can achieve anything and you can overcome anything. And if there are traumatic experiences or negative thoughts that are consistently playing on your mind, that's what I'm here to help you shift. As your mindset coach, we really dig deep into the repetitive thoughts that are holding you back, the repetitive behaviors that are holding you back. And if you're not ready for coaching, it's totally okay. If you want to do it on your own, I applaud you for giving it a go, and I encourage you for giving it a go. So let me know what you're committing to. Send me a DM. I'm excited to cheer you on, and I promise you that it'll be worth it. We're almost halfway through 2024, and I really do hope that you get to create some of the goals that you wanted at the start of the year in this year, and you get to see the positive shift that you can create in your life on your own by having your own back and getting out of this feeling that you're stuck and you can't do anything because you don't feel worthy of success, because you are totally worthy, and I know you'll do great. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to my podcast, and send me a DM with any feedback that you have. Until next time, take care, stay connected, and know that you are loved.